Guys, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, especially if you love college football as much as I do. Okay, time to talk about the Wisconsin Badgers. This is Luke Fickell's second year with Wisconsin. He did pretty good this past year. I know they went 7-6, but I think better times are coming. I say they did pretty good because clearly they played a lot better with him than they did without him. It's going to take time to get that program where he's at. I do think he's a good coach, though, and I think he's the best fit for Wisconsin. And this season will prove that. They start off with NWU, whatever that is. I think they win that game, no problem. Let's talk about who they brought in, by the way, before I even keep going. They got Tyler Van Dyke from Miami. Now, I know these last few years have kind of been down years for him, but I saw what he did as a freshman, and you just can't ignore that. So that tells me with another head coach that might fit better for him with a system like Wisconsin, and with what they want to do with Luke Fickell, I believe it'll fit him. I think he'll actually play better. And given that he's had some time to rest up and heal up, and again, a whole new system, he might play better. You know, Spencer Rattler clearly played a lot better at South Carolina, especially near the end of his career, than he did at Oklahoma in the long run. South Dakota, that's a win. Alabama at home. I went back and forth with this. If you've already seen my Alabama prediction video, I think you already know where I'm going with this. I have them upsetting Alabama at home. I keep telling people I don't think Kalen DeBoer is a great coach for Alabama because Alabama has also always been known for great defenses when they're a good team. And all of his losses, he gives up over 30-something points per game for each loss. And that defensive coordinator, that ain't it for Alabama. A lot of people are going to act surprised. I'm not going to be surprised. The home environment for Wisconsin, I believe Wisconsin will play a perfect game. I believe they win this game. They should win a higher scoring game. And then they go on the road to take on USC. I think they lose that game. I think the fact that Lincoln Riley, this is his third year with USC, he went and got a defensive coordinator, the guy from UCLA. They already have the talent, so that's not an issue. I believe they'll play a lot better. I believe Wisconsin loses that game on the road, and I believe the more talented team should win this game. Now, could Wisconsin win this game? Definitely they could. I mean, Luke Fickell's a great coach, but Lincoln Riley's been in this game for a long time, and although I don't think that defense for USC is going to be elite anytime soon, I still think it'll be better than what it has been. So that's my opinion on that. Then they come back home to take on Purdue. That's a win. They go on the road at Rutgers. Rutgers is a very tough physical team, but I still think Wisconsin is a better football team, and I believe they win that game. That puts them right now at 5-1. This is where it gets a little tricky. They go on the road to take on Northwestern. I have them losing this game, and I'll tell you why. Northwestern just had a first-year head coach who had never been a coach before, and he was never supposed to be the head coach. Coach Fitzpatrick is gone, and we all know the deal with that. But he took a team that only won one game the prior year, and they ended up winning 8 games, including a bowl game win over Utah, a very highly respected program with Kyle Whittingham, who in my opinion is one of the best coaches in the country. I think he's underrated, doesn't get paid enough. So I know Northwestern is losing a lot of players. They're changing up basically most of their coaching staff, their whole coaching staff. And I don't think Northwestern is going to repeat that success to that level. I just think this would be their big win of the year, and I think Wisconsin, given that this is only Luke Fickell's second year with Wisconsin, I still think his program, while it's going to be in the right direction, I don't think it's going to be an elite program. There's a difference between elite teams and really good teams. Really good teams still find ways to lose games they shouldn't be losing. And unfortunately, I think Wisconsin is going to be in that stage. So I believe in the elite teams, they find ways to win these games that they should win, and they have a hard time winning, if that makes sense. So I think they lose at Northwestern. Penn State, I still think Penn State's better than Wisconsin. And again, look, I'm not saying Penn State's going to win the Big Ten. I've already said I think Oregon's going to be the team that does it. But I still think Penn State's better. They got the better talent. Coach Franklin's been around a lot longer. And I know this is a home game for Wisconsin. And look, Wisconsin could win this game. But I have Penn State winning. I still think they're the better team. I think their defense will be too much for Tyler Van Dyke to handle, and that Wisconsin offense. And I just don't think Wisconsin's defense is going to make that, yeah. So I have Penn State winning. But if Wisconsin wins and takes advantage of that quarterback situation that Penn State has not been able to fix, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't bet money this game, but my heart is telling me Penn State. Another loss. That puts them at 3 losses. at Iowa. Iowa, until Iowa shows me they have any kind of offense, I'm not picking them to win against any other big team that has a pretty good defense and some offense. Give me Wisconsin to win in a low-scoring battle. That's funny. Penn State's offense has struggled passing the football wise, but their running game's good, and their defense has been really good. I just think Penn State's better. But yeah, I'm saying Wisconsin's got a defense, and their offense scores. That shows you how much of an expert I am at college football. But that's what I'm going to go with. I have them winning at Iowa. This home game against Oregon, if you've seen my Oregon video that I just made a few days ago, you already know who I'm picking. I have them upsetting Oregon. This will be the signature win Luke Fickell is looking for as the head coach of Wisconsin. I think, this game it's a situation as to where the home team is a pretty good team because I think Wisconsin will be pretty good. They play great football at home. This will probably be a night game. It's going to be a hostile environment. Oregon, I think, will be the superior team that lays a big egg away and just does not play up to their standards, to what they are. And I believe Wisconsin ends up pulling off a major upset and a big win over a top 5, top 4, possibly top 4 undefeated Oregon team, and they get a huge win. Then they go on the road at Nebraska. I've been a little inconsistent with as far as picking wins and losses. Sometimes my win-losses do change. I have them winning at Nebraska. I still think they're a better program than Nebraska is at this point. Now, I'm not saying Nebraska isn't very good. I also think Nebraska's going to be better. Nebraska's going to be a lot better than what they were a year ago. I have them winning at Nebraska. I think I had Nebraska beating them. I changed my mind. I have Nebraska losing this game at home. And then they come back home to take on Minnesota. That's a win. I like PJ Fleck. I think he's a good coach. He's always got some pretty decent teams. He's got some great defenses. But I think Luke Fickell is better. I think he's in a different league. And I think at this point in the year, Wisconsin's going to be at home. They should beat Minnesota. So that puts Wisconsin at 9 wins and 3 losses. That's really good. Now, if Wisconsin were an 8-win team, that wouldn't surprise me. They could lose that Oregon game and still lose the other games I said they're going to lose. Best case, I think this would be it. 9-3 would be best case. Again, Wisconsin is going to be better, but it's still not enough for Luke Fickell to really make this program elite. I mean, who knows? I mean, they might beat USC and then lose to Oregon. They might win at Northwestern. They might beat Penn State. Who knows? I wouldn't be surprised. Wisconsin, my point is they're going to be better than what they were a year ago. And again, Luke Fickell's an amazing coach. I like what he did at Cincinnati. So I think he should be more successful in the long run and making Wisconsin great. Now, unlikely, but if Wisconsin were to win all these games, I would not be shocked. Because again, Luke Fickell took a Cincinnati team, made them undefeated, took them to the playoff, the 14 playoff, and they lost to Alabama. But still, he was very successful with Cincinnati. So he might be more successful with a better program, with better resources, in a shorter amount of time. So again, undefeated, unlikely, but even 10-11 wins is Luke Fickell. I would not be shocked at all. Wisconsin is not like they're a bad team. They're a pretty decent team. They were pretty good last year. I think they were better than what their record said. But yeah, 9 wins for me, with a possible bowl win, making them a 10-win team. And I think that will carry them over into next year with more momentum, with even better recruiting, and more players seeing that, now, hey, Wisconsin's winning more. Luke Fickell's a good coach. That's going to attract more players in the transfer portal alongside recruiting. So there you have it. I have Wisconsin going 9-3. That's pretty much it.